He was born in a prison camp deep inside the most closed-off country in the world. For the first 23 years of his life, Shin Dong-hyuk knew nothing of life outside the walls of the gulag in North Korea. He knew only the prison's inhumane rules, and they led him to betray his own parents as they tried to escape. He was then made to watch their execution. He eventually escaped himself and is now trying to find a way to live in a world he didn't even know exists. For tonight's special report, our international editor Lindsey Hilsum has been to meet the first man to escape a North Korean prison.
North Korea is the least mapped country on Earth, but you can see the gulag from space. North of the capital, Pyongyang, is Camp 14. 30 miles long and 15 wide, it has farms, mines and factories. What you can't see are the 15,000 prisoners and how they're treated. A new book tells the story of a boy who was born in the camp. Shin Dong-hyuk was the child of 2 prisoners who were permitted to have sex as a reward for good behaviour. He got no love, almost no education, and so little food he grew up stunted from malnutrition.
The type of food wasn't important to us. What mattered to us was getting food. We ate anything that seemed edible. I even ate a few kernels of corn from cow dung, and we caught mice and ate them. Anything green like grass we ate because we were so hungry.
Line drawings tell the story. There are no photos. Shin was forced to watch when his mother and brother were executed for trying to escape. He wasn't surprised, because aged 13, he was the one who had betrayed them.
Under the prison camp rules, you have to report anything suspicious, even if it's your colleagues or family members. I turned my mother and brother in because I thought I was doing the right thing under the rules. I also thought that by doing so, I would get more food.
Instead, he was imprisoned underground and tortured over a fire as an accomplice. He still thought he'd done the right thing by following the rules.
When did you realise that you hadn't done the right thing?
It was only after I went to South Korea and learnt a whole new set of values and cultural norms I started to feel guilty about it. I feel very guilty now.
But it wasn't your fault, was it? It was the system.
I could say so to make myself feel better about my mistake and ease my sense of guilt. But they were my family, so I don't think I can avoid the responsibility and the blame.
Shin knew nothing, not even the name of his country's great leader Kim Il-sung and dear leader Kim Jong-il, responsible for the prison system. He didn't know about North Korea's capital, Pyongyang. He didn't know the world was round. Until, when he was 23, a new prisoner called Park came and told him. They decided to escape together.
From Park, I learned about the world beyond the prison camp for the first time. And listening to his stories, I began to dream about a life outside North Korea. We attempted to escape together. He went first, but unfortunately he was caught in the electric wire. I crawled over him and used his body as a cushion. I managed to escape, but at the time I couldn't afford to look back and check what had happened to him.
Shin escaped Camp 14 on January the 2nd, 2005. He fled to Bukchang, northeast through Hamhung, scavenging and hiding up to Gilju, Chongjin and Musan, crossing the border into China at the end of the month. The North Korean government loves to put on a military parade, but it's only from the accounts of former prisoners like Shin and ex-prison guards that we know anything of what's going on behind the show and of the North Korean leadership's plans for the future.
One guard has told me, and several guards have told human rights people in Seoul, that if the government is on the verge of falling or perceives it to be falling, there are orders to kill everybody in the camps. In part, I think, to eliminate evidence about what's happened there.
Shin's in London and travelling the world, telling and retelling his story so as many people as possible know what's really happening in North Korea, while he tries to adapt to life outside the prison camp and find a way to deal with what he's endured and what he's done.